Do any of us really know the reach of our actions and efforts? Earlier this year, one area young man's life was taken far too soon. But his spirit and presence are still being felt by his friends and teammates, and his influence is still strong, even across different parts of the country. Wildcat Stadium at Deep Run High School is quiet. Too quiet, if you ask head coach Chad HORNIK.
Honestly, when I wake up every morning, it just feels weird because in the fall, you just have that feeling every morning, and especially on Friday mornings. And now I wake up on Friday mornings, I'm like, it's just another regular day.
COVID-19 has pushed everyone's season into next year, and for just about everyone involved, it's the first fall without football since they were toddlers.
Really weird. It's like I have way too much time on my hands.
Bo Kite is Deep Run's senior quarterback. Last year, he led them to one of the most successful seasons in school history, undefeated in the regular season. Expectations for this season were high. The Wildcats weren't hit especially hard by graduation, losing only 4 senior starters, but a 5th starter was lost in a much more tragic way.
Not having Gabe in our program, it's been a challenge already. You know, Gabe shows up a lot on our film, on offense and defense, special teams, and so we're watching, just countless, film clips of Gabe, technically, and he's almost on every single play. He didn't come off the field very much at all last year.
Gabe Henderson was a rising senior who played both offense and defense for Deep Run. He died in a boating accident on Lake Anna in April. Kite was his best friend and was on the boat that day.
At first, it was very difficult. I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't totally comprehend what had happened. I was in complete shock.
A memorial immediately sprung up on the fence outside the football field, and it remains there today. But not being in classes and practices together made dealing with the loss that much tougher.
A lot of us, when we were alone, was when we struggled. So we always made sure that we were either in small groups or bigger groups or just doing something together.
His face is what kind of lights up the night for me on Fridays, and I'm never gonna see that again, and our players are gonna never see that again. His mom's never gonna see that again, and it is just such a mind-boggling scenario to even contemplate that.
Henderson's impact stretched beyond the Deep Run campus.
Gabe Henderson.
Players from other teams considered him a competitor, but also a close friend. DAMOND Harmon played for Highland Springs and recently committed to Oklahoma.
Coach Lincoln Riley, in a virtual visit, he had a 10 jersey on.
Henderson had an impact on that decision months after his passing, almost without Harmon even realizing it.
And he said, I know this number is significant to you. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, nah, I'm not catching it. And he says, your buddy just passed away, we sorry for your loss.
Absolutely amazing.
It's like a lot of guys had a connection with him that others didn't.
And the amount of messages I got from people I've never met before and don't even know, people that were outside of this zip code, that's for sure. It's amazing.
Before his junior season, which would end up being his last, HORNIK had a very frank talk with Gabe and his mother about his focus on football. His production and his effort had slipped, and HORNIK wanted to make sure he wasn't wasting his talents.
Which way are you gonna go on this? Which path are you gonna take? And that's what makes all this really hard, is because Gabe took the right path and he was going in the right direction.
Now the Wildcats will have to maintain that direction without Henderson, but he is still in their thoughts every day, and his words still resonate in their minds.
I don't even know. I mean, the experiences we had, I guess just be great and live it up for him.
Gabe was the guy that's always like, Coach, we need fun music out here. We need to have fun. And I think he's in my ear saying, Coach, let's have fun.
HORNIK says Deep Run has several plans to both honor and remember Gabe when their season finally gets underway next February. The number 10 will be retired. Every helmet will have a number 10 sticker on it, and the 10-yard lines will have something honoring Gabe as well. If you would like to nominate someone to be profiled, email us at beyondtheroster@WTVR.com.